you see the rainbow light coming down, washing over you and washing out the negative into the drain. And so that was also downloaded to me, it's called the rainbow shower, and I love that. So anyway, talking about you, tell everybody.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, and everybody, I had callers actually call in and tell me they didn't know that and they were going to start using it. What's funny, Lisa, is I keep telling everybody, I am really good at telling you what to do, and I'm good at knowing what to do. Do I actually always do it? I end up doing it when I'm in trouble, and that's the thing. No. Yes. Hey, are you reading my mind?
Hey, well, and the same thing happened to me. I'm really good about helping other people, but then when it comes to helping myself, I'm like, okay, yeah, Lisa, if this was someone coming to you asking you about this, that, or the other, what would you say to them? Hello, self, this is what I would say. So it is, training yourself to do what you do for other people. And she had to disconnect a bunch for me, too. I had like 9 or 10 connected to me from the same game. And it was like, really? Are you serious? I mean, they were on it was literally like, if you could envision someone like laying on a table that's running through like an EKG test. I had them on my they were on my chest, the top of my knees, the sides of my ankles. One was in my navel and one was on my low back.
Wow.
And I'm like, really?
Did you? Well,
I didn't even know.
Well, thank God it wasn't on any of your private parts. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So,
or then we'd have to ask Patrick to help release them, right?
And then sometimes you just sit back and you go, "Am I crazy? Do I really believe what I just said?" It's mind-boggling to think what's out there.
Yeah, I just don't want anybody. To me, I work under the principle that we're here. This is Earth School, and we're here to learn. And however much we can learn and use for ourselves and others is a blessing. So, I mean, I'm never ever, I guess for me, I'm not afraid of anything because I always know there's a bag of goodies called the universe, our angels, guides, and masters that will help us through it. So I love that. And I think if people realize what's out there, they probably wouldn't take the next breath. But this is Earth School. So lessons. Yeah. So can you tell everybody, we have a lot of people that I love. I want to tell everybody in chat, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. I know that this show, and I want to tell you, Lisa, thank you too. It is so discombobulated because not my show, but me, because I was supposed to be in New York. I did not end up going. Yeah, I didn't end up going, and I'll tell you real quickly why, and then we'll get to you. I keep saying that, but anyway, I had already had my plane ticket. And my daughter is in surgery. And so, she's in a surgical rotation. And she was really very agitated last week about that I didn't come when I should have. And now she can't see me because she doesn't have time. And yet she's, crying that she just wants somebody to love and talk to her. So my husband said to me, Bonnie, even if you saw her for an hour, you need to go. So I made the plane reservations last month, and then I said, I can't stay there. I can't take that house. I'm not crazy about who's in the house, and I can't be locked in that house if she's in the in surgery. So he said, get a hotel. Turns out it's going to start being a lot of money. And the other day, she was really sweet. She said, Mom, I love you so much, and I want to see you. But if I know you're here in New York and I can't get to you, it will even be sadder for me. So can you please change the reservations for after May 28th? And I have 4 days off, and I would love to see you then. And that light bulb went out. I'm like, what am I doing? But I had made those reservations when she was really, really, really kind of like really missing home and homesick. And, but I'll tell you what, I changed the reservation. So now everybody, May 28th through June 8th, I will not be here. But I was so happy and relieved because, Lisa, I love my show. I don't know what. Sometimes I think I just get up to breathe to talk spirit. So, and I know you know what I'm talking about.
I do. Yep.
Anyway, thank you for joining me, and thank you. What I started is thank you all my guests, and thank you for the callers and my chatters that you came. So I so appreciate that. It's humbling to me. I'm just grateful and graciously happy that you would stick with me, even though this week I wasn't supposed to have shows. Anyway, Lisa, please tell everybody going into the next 30 minutes, what do you do? Tell them what your favorite thing is to rock besides or I'll start telling people, and you don't want me to do that because I'm going to tell them what a great artist you are and you're going to cry. So can you please tell everybody what you do and what you love doing, who you are and how to get a hold of you.
So I am a psychic medium, just like Bonnie. She calls herself a spirit medium, but I still call myself psychic medium. And there are there are people that overuse that word, but it's a label I have put upon myself so that people will understand the work that I do. You
should put a channeled medium is actually what you should be putting. Actually, channeled interdimensional communicator is what you are.
There we go. That's a really long mouthful of a word. I'm a channeled interdimensional something.
Interdimensional communicator. Yes.
Communicator.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark Anthony.
This is funny. I started taking a how to blog class. It's a beginner class for blogging. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm hearing myself twice again. I'm just going to keep talking through it. Can you guys? I don't know if you guys can hear me talking twice or not, but so last night was the second class, but on the first class, there's like 13 people there, and I'm like, they're going around the room, they're introducing themselves. Tell me what you do and what are you going to use blogging for? And I turned and I looked at my friend that I was with, and I said, "Hello, my name's Lisa. I'm a psychic medium, and I'm going to blog for dead people."
I love it. Can I come?
I'm like, is that how I should introduce myself? But it's and I make light of that because it's an amazing honor to be able to speak on behalf of spirit, both deceased loved ones and the higher dimensions. I'm in the belief that everyone has this gift and everyone can do it. It's just if you choose to. And if you choose to, then finding the right teachers to help you bring those bring that consciousness forward, that's what you came in with. Yeah. And I just happen to be someone.
I got to tell you, Lisa, I think the same thing. I believe everybody. I always give this analogy, and I know you're going to laugh. And if you don't, you got to laugh anyway. But I always say that everybody can play basketball. You can. You pick up the ball, you dribble. You might not make it in the basket. But everybody, if they wanted to, could play basketball. But how many people, then we go from that to playing basketball to a Michael Jordan. And that's what I think about spirit and everybody's gifts. You have the gift innately. But some people use it. It's like a muscle. They use it and use it and use it and get better and better and better. It's with practice and it's with belief. And then you absolutely could do what we do. But some people don't choose to exercise that muscle that much. And so they might, we call it intuition. So they might feel more comfortable calling it women's intuition or mother's intuition or men's intuition.
Right.
And keep it there. So, okay, go ahead. I had to butt in. You know me.
No, you're fine. And it's the other thing that I feel that is extremely important when you choose to start doing this work is working on yourself as well.
Yes.
I have spent years and years and years doing hypnotherapy and all type of release work in order to let go of drama from this life and even past lives that I've carried in with me as a what do you call that? A soul pattern or a cell memory, I think they call it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cell memory from past life experiences. And once you start releasing and letting go and transmuting all of those experiences into love energy, it's amazing how much clearer you can hear the message. It's kind of like being in between radio stations and you hear the static. But then once you remove the static, you've got this direct connection with spirit, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree. And I'm telling you, I don't have the you channel, and I love this because I've seen it. And the thing is, Lisa, that not everybody is born to channel. And I'll tell you, everybody is born with the gift. But a lot of people like me, I mean, I channel downloads, but to have somebody walk into my body and channel through me, I can't. I could if I could settle down, but the problem is I read a book from the beginning. It was a couple that channeled. I can't even remember because it was a fabulous book, but it's an old book. And what she said is her husband was so into this, and she wasn't. She was and then she started reading. She was more the quiet type. He was more like me. And she ended up being the channeler. And what she said to him was this: I can't channel without somebody that asks the questions. So without you, I can't channel. And so that made sense to me. I could barely sit still, so I'm not going to be one that's going to be like, okay, come walk on through me. But my girlfriend or you allows that to happen. But there has to be somebody like me who would be able to ask you the questions to get it to your audience. So that's why I always think that there's not everybody that can channel, and you do channel.
Yeah, and I do channel, and it actually started out, I didn't know that I had that ability. It just kind of happened one day at an expo that I was at, and when I came out of what I would call the trance, I was like, okay, to my friends, what the heck just happened to me? And I didn't have a guide or a teacher on the earth plane, I'll call it. I didn't have anyone in the physical to help me understand what it was that I was going through or what I was doing. So I basically taught myself how to trance channel. And now, hindsight, of course, there's books, but do you think I thought about that at the time? No. Going through, you're in it, you're in the moment, you don't even, so, and it has taken a lot of practice, and you're right. It makes absolutely no sense to trance channel when there's no one there to ask questions, because I'm channeling another being, and
or to give your message.
Yeah, we would just kind of sit there together, and
yeah,
be nothing to say.
I'm so glad I could be of help. No, but I wish I was you. I wish I could say, and another thing about channeling, and then I will ask you to tell everybody what you do and where they can reach you, and then we'll take a few callers because they're probably not happy that we are all talking and not talking to them. But yes, we are talking to all of you. We hope you enjoy it. It's a metaphysical show, and we love bantering and chatting, and we hope you all like that too. But Lisa, I have a friend who channeled. And it was the first time. She didn't know either. And I realized what happened, but I didn't know that after you channel, she didn't know where she was. And I just walked away saying, oh, my God, you channeled this. Oh, I have to go talk to his father. And I ran out of there. And, her husband called me and said, what happened to my wife? She was like in a fugue state. So I wonder if that's happened to you.
No.
Yeah,
no.
she didn't even know where she was, because I think what happened is when the spirit went through her, she was so shocked. I mean, she came to, but she was so shocked, and I didn't know it. But after I just left her, I ran out of the restaurant saying, oh my goodness, I just saw this, this spirit that's with me, and he went through my girlfriend. It took her a little while to recover. So that's never happened to you?
Well, not that I can recall. Now, you guys, I channeled for you a few weeks ago, and my process is evolving and changing to where I used to completely leave my body, and at the first of the year, I just decided I don't want to do that anymore. I want to stay more present, and I want to remember what's going on, and they're like, sure, not a problem. So now it's basically like the DNA, that how it winds around. As they're coming in, I'm going out, but yet a part of me still remains, where my old process was I was completely out.
Yes.
And when I would come back, I wouldn't remember anything. It's like a dream. So, and even now, it's still kind of like a dream, and the farther away I get from the act of actually channeling, the less I remember, because it's still kind of like a dream state. But and the keys are you can't be afraid of the energies that's coming in, but you also have to set what I call a gatekeeper, both here in the physical. That's why my husband sits with me.
Yes.
And in the spiritual sense, I say a prayer before I even go in to start my meditation, and the entire time that process is happening, I'm speaking to the energies that are my gatekeepers, and 90% of the time it's Gaia that comes through, who's Mother Earth, but then there's other beings that do come through.